Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike and today I have a video for you which is going to be themed because in the month of August I wanted to do a themed video month, so every video going live in the month of August will have to do with eyeshadow palettes. You're probably wondering, Maaike, this video has gone live on a day that's not August. I know. Because I was hoping to actually have something differently up today, but sadly the products that I need for that video are still making its way to me. It's the new Catrice Fall Winter collection, in case you're curious. So I hope to be getting those tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, so later this week I will be able to have my first impression live with the new Catrice products, but sadly they didn't make it to me yet, so that's why I thought I could switch a couple of things around and really kick off my series today. So today we're going to kick off this eyeshadow palette extravaganza in the month of August with indie brand eyeshadow palettes, my top 5 indie brand eyeshadow formulas. I love eyeshadow, you know that about me, and in 2019 I really wanted to try more indie brands. So in today's video I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 formulas so far, because of course I haven't tried every single indie brand yet, and I'm currently in the midst of trying quite a few, which will be coming up in a future video this month, so stay tuned. But I also want to talk to you about some brands that I'm looking to try, like things that I've just very recently acquired, or things that I know are going to make its way to me because I've ordered them. So that's what this video will be all about, so let's get started. Now, indie brand makeup, I kind of struggle with the term indie because some of the brands that I will be featuring today, I think a lot of people will say is indie makeup, but some of it is not. It really seems that there's like different definitions floating around of what indie makeup is. Some people say it's like a small brand that is run by like 1 or 2 people and everything is like hand pressed. There are also people who say, no, it's any brand that doesn't fall under one of the big makeup companies like a L'Oreal or an Estee Lauder. And of course, depending on which definition you use, certain things will or will not be indie makeup. Case in point, the brand I'm wearing on my eyes today, which is Colourpop. I'm holding up one of their singles palettes because I have mostly Colourpop Singles. I only have 2 of their palettes, the Dream Street and the Fame. The Fame I'm not a big fan of, the Dream Street I do love, so I could have featured that in here. But since I'm trying out these singles as we speak, I thought since I did a look with it, I would show you the Colourpop Singles. I love Colourpop as like other like stuff that they do in their line as well. I quite like their Super Shock shadows. I like quite a few of their liquid lipsticks. Their bullet matte lipsticks are pretty nice too. I haven't tried too many of their complexion products, but I'm still in the midst of trying those out. So, but Colourpop eyeshadows, I think you can go no wrong. You can do no wrong with these. These are really stunning. In case you're wondering what I'm wearing on my eyes today, this is the palette I built last winter, and yes, I'm only now putting these shadows to my face, I know, but with shades like this and with like singles, I like to take my time to use them, so that's why I knew I wanted to bust this out in the summertime. This is the last look that I've done with this. I've now used every single shade in the palette, and today I am wearing, this is a silver called On a Whimsy, Mr. Sandman. This is on my lower lash lines. And then I've used this one here, which is called Beam Me Up. I know that because I just had a look at it. I'm wearing this blue called Quantum Sleep. And I'm wearing this shade, which is really interesting because in the pan it looks like a teal, but it has a bit of a duochrome purple. And this is Antimatter. Colourpop shadows are really nice. They're very blendable. Their mattes especially are really nice. The shimmers foil really nicely. Like this silver really shows up as a true silver on me, which is rare because a lot of silvers have a bit of blueness or greenness to them sometimes, and they don't really look like that really bright, vibrant silver, but this is a really good one. So I'm really liking these shadows. I liked every single look I did with these, and yeah, I actually want to get more, I think. But that would mean that I would own almost every single Colourpop shadow that's out there, and that would be a bit crazy because I have another palette filled with Colourpop shadows. That's how much I love them. Let's just get straight to it and not like go around it. You know I would be mentioning this brand in the video like this, and I'm talking about Juvias Place. If there's one indie brand whose eyeshadows I just adore, it's Juvias Place. I'm holding up the Tri palette here. The Magic is another one of my favorite palettes that they do. This color scheme is so unique, and that's one of the things that I love about Juvias. They have really unique color stories. They do not break the bank. And this is just, you know, this is just now one of my go-to eyeshadow formulas. Like, I actually go to my Juvias Place palettes and go like, oh, which one do I want to use today? Like, they really inspire me, and Juvias just does really, really great eyeshadows. Now, a brand I also wanted to feature in here, but that I'm still also in the midst of testing out, is Nabla. I'm holding up their Soul Blooming palette, but I actually want to try more of Nabla singles because I've heard their single formula is a lot better than their palette formula. I have two of their singles. I have Selfish and Alchemist, and those are two really stunning duochromes, but I also wanted to try some of their mattes and like some other shimmers that they do. So I do have some more in like a palette that I'm going to be trying next, but I already used the Soul Blooming quite a few times, and this is such a stunning soft palette for the springtime. It's got a really nice sort of mix of like these pastely, like purpley periwinkle shades combined with some like peachy corals, and I don't know why, but these were really, really stunning on me personally. I do have to say that they tend to insist on putting these really flaky sort of shimmers into their palettes, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'm really looking forward to trying their actual single formula because I've heard that that is a lot better. But Nabla I would recommend just of trying this palette, and also their newer Secret palette. I like that one too. Now, a brand that I've already tried this year, so I know how I feel about that. Like a lot of the other brands, I'm still sort of like trying it out to see whether I like it. But one that I've tried and that I know I love is Blush Tribe. In fact, this palette, the Hasina 2, led me to now have pre-ordered their Layla 2 palette because that all green spoke out to me. Like, I wanted to have that palette so badly, so I decided to cave and get that because I really like the formula of this one. This is, as you can see, like purples, blues, and greens, a little bit of like a pinky shade in here as well. And you get a matte black. This is such an interesting color story, and I wish more brands would do things like this. This is not only a lot of fun because you can do an all green look, an all blue look, or an all purpley look if you'd like, but of course you can also mix and match these. So this is one of those palettes where I'm like, yep, this is definitely something unique, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try more indie brands, because I'm sort of like over the like standard like, oh, another neutral palette, like the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. I like that palette, don't get me wrong, I really do. I just think that we've seen all of those kind of things before, and I think these like bigger brands, because they need to cater to a really large audience, it's going to be much more difficult for them to do something like this, which is just a lot more niche, and you can get different things that very often then bigger brands will pick up on if it's like a big enough trend. Another brand whose eyeshadow formula I really love, but that's very expensive, but they are indie, is Melt. And I have two of their stacks. That's all I have by Melt. I have their She's in Party stack, which starts off with a duochrome, then like a matte, like mauve shade, this really stunning shimmer, and then a matte, like plum shade. Really, really nice. Really great formula, super easy to blend. And I also have their Rust stack, which starts with like a matte vanilla shade, and then this like peachy shade, this mustardy brown, which is like the best transition ever. And then it has this like another like rusty brown, and then you get a very deep brown. These are all matte, and their matte formula is absolutely stunning. I haven't tried any other mattes that are so easy to blend. Because it's also quite small, I think you can travel with these, but the packaging is a bit cumbersome. I do like the stacks, and I definitely want to get some more, but the problem is with Melt is like their Gemini and Smoke Sessions palettes, those really appeal to me. I really like the color stories, but a lot of people have had issues with those palettes either cracking or puffing up, and Beauty News did a makeup breakup because they actually already experienced some what looked like mold in like 2 of the shadows in the Gemini palette, only having it owned for like 6 months. And also those palettes are quite pricey. So I'm a bit on the fence about their eyeshadow quality, and apparently some of the newer stacks that they have released, like the Blueprint, which I was hoping to get, those have also puffed up for some people. So I'm a bit apprehensive. These 2 are fine. I've had these for a year and these still look and feel fine. But I do have to say there are fewer shimmers in here, and these are their older styles. So maybe they've changed something in the formula that leads to that to happen. But yeah, I haven't heard an update on that. But the melt stacks, especially if you get their like standard ones, those are really nice. And just to quickly round off this video, I already mentioned that the reason why I like Indie is because they do different things. And of course, Indie eyeshadows don't come in ready-made palettes like these, but they're very often hand-pressed singles. And I'm definitely now into that vibe where I would like to try a couple of those. So I've actually placed some orders. Some of those are still on the way. Some I just received. So I thought I could show you that and talk to you about the 5 brands that I want to try. And the first brand that I'm looking to try is JD Glow. Now these come in the least sexy packaging ever, and these are their, what are these called? Galaxy Dust or Galaxy Shadows. This is in the shade Unexpected, which is like a really interesting like shifty shade. It has like a taupe gold silvery base with like a blue flash, but then when the light hits it, it sort of goes like pinky purple, which is crazy. Then I also have Insane, which is like a, well, pinky purpley glittery extravaganza. And then I also have Sin, which is like a pinky with a gold shift. Really, really stunning shadows. I've swatched them already. They go on really nice. I do have to say that these 2 felt a little bit gritty, whereas Unexpected didn't do that. So I haven't put those on my eyes yet, just took pictures and swatched them. And I'm also still looking to buy another like empty palette, which I've actually ordered from one of the other brands I'm about to mention. But before we mention any other brands that I don't own yet, let's talk about one that I did already order. This is Lethal Cosmetics. I really like their sort of alchemy kind of like design to it. This is a very stunning palette, and you can buy this as like a build your own palette kind of thing. So you can buy the palette and then the 12 shadows of your liking. And this is what I put together. Again, I just ordered this. I just got this in the mail. I haven't put these on my eyes yet. I did take pictures and swatch them, so I can't wait to play around with these a little bit more. I definitely went with like some greens in here and some teals, like some purpley pinks, a bit of a mauve here. That really speaks my name as well. So I can't wait to put these on my face. And then there's a couple of other brands that I've placed orders with now, but that I'm still sort of like really anxious for because I definitely want to try them. And those 3 brands are Clionadh, Luxie, and Divina, and they just all went through like restocks and reopening stores and sales. So I definitely hopped onto that bandwagon a little bit. I know that Sydney Grace is also doing a sale, like I think it just ended actually. And I already bought a bunch of their shadows last winter, which, like the Nabla shadows that I mentioned, I still have to try. Clionadh, Luxie, and Divina all do like really stunning shimmers and like multi-chromes and duochromes, so definitely bought a couple of those. And they also do like empty palettes, so I got 1 or 2 of those as well. So I got a bunch of new eyeshadow to play with. If I get everything in on time, I will definitely be doing a video later this month where, like I did in February when I had another bunch of singles to play around with, I'm going to put everything into palettes and film that for you because I thought that was a fun video to do. So that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. That's also lovely if you could do that. I make new videos 3 times a week. The next one will be up on Thursday, and either that's going to be that Catrice fall winter update that I mentioned at the start of the video, or it's going to be another eyeshadow palette related video. So I hope to see you then. Bye!